On a clear and seemingly ordinary June morning, Air India Flight 171, a state-of-the-art Boeing 787 Dreamliner, prepared for departure from Ahmedabad, India. The airport was bustling with activity, as passengers boarded with anticipation, some heading home, others embarking on new adventures. The crew, highly trained and experienced, performed their final checks, confident in the reliability of their modern aircraft. As the engines roared to life and the plane taxied down the runway, no one could have imagined the tragedy that was about to unfold. Less than a minute after takeoff, disaster struck. The aircraft lost control and plummeted into a densely populated residential neighborhood, erupting into flames and sending thick plumes of smoke into the sky. The suddenness of the crash left little time for anyone to react, and the devastation was immediate and overwhelming. The impact was catastrophic, instantly claiming the lives of all 260 people on board, passengers and crew alike. The tragedy sent shockwaves through families and communities, not only in India but around the world, as news of the disaster spread rapidly. Grieving relatives gathered at the crash site and airports, searching for answers and comfort in the face of unimaginable loss. The aircraft itself was only 12 years old, a symbol of modern aviation technology and safety. Its sudden and total failure stunned experts and the public alike, raising urgent questions about how such a trusted and advanced jet could meet such a fate. The loss of Flight 171 shattered the illusion of invulnerability that often surrounds modern air travel. Authorities responded swiftly, cordoning off the crash site and launching a comprehensive investigation. Emergency crews worked tirelessly amid the wreckage, while officials coordinated efforts to identify victims and support grieving families. The nation entered a period of mourning, with tributes pouring in from across the globe. The public's demand for answers was immediate and intense. How could a tragedy of this scale occur to a state-of-the-art jet flown by a reputable airline? What critical failure or unforeseen event led to disaster in those crucial first seconds after takeoff? Investigators faced immense pressure to uncover the truth and prevent future tragedies. For the families left behind and for the entire aviation community, the crash of Flight 171 stands as a somber reminder of the profound responsibility and ever-present risks that come with air travel. It is a tragedy that will not be forgotten, and one that continues to shape the pursuit of safer skies for all. In the weeks following the devastating crash, as the nation mourned and families searched for answers, the investigation into the tragedy moved swiftly. The world's attention was fixed on the unfolding story, with news outlets and aviation experts speculating about what could have gone so terribly wrong. India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, the agency responsible for probing such incidents, released its preliminary report. This initial document offered the first official glimpse into the fatal sequence of events that led to the crash, providing crucial details that began to piece together the puzzle. Investigators pored over data from the flight recorders, the so-called black boxes, which captured every moment in the cockpit. The recordings revealed a shocking detail. Just seconds after takeoff, both fuel control switches were inexplicably moved to the cutoff position. This single action instantly shut down both engines, leaving the aircraft powerless at a critical phase of flight. Normally, this procedure is only performed after the plane has safely landed and come to a stop. It is never meant to be done during flight, and certainly not at such a low altitude when the margin for error is razor thin. The cockpit quickly descended into chaos. Warning alarms blared, and the pilots, realizing the grave mistake, scrambled to reverse the error. Despite their desperate efforts to restart the engines, the aircraft was already losing speed and altitude at an alarming rate, leaving them with precious little time to recover. By the time of impact, one engine was just beginning to recover and show signs of life, but the recovery came too late. The plane was already too low and too slow to avoid disaster. The damage was irreversible. The preliminary report established the facts. A dual-engine shutdown, triggered by the accidental movement of the fuel control switches. It answered the question of what happened, but left the most critical question, why this happened, still shrouded in mystery. With the technical details now clear, investigators shifted their focus to the cockpit itself, determined to uncover whether human error, technical malfunction, or a combination of both was responsible for this catastrophic mistake. The search for answers was far from over. At the controls of the ill-fated flight were two highly skilled aviators. Captain Sumit Sabharwal, a 56-year-old veteran with decades of experience, and First Officer Clive Coonder, just 32 but already a seasoned professional in his own right. Both men had dedicated their lives to aviation, logging countless hours in the skies and earning the respect of their peers and superiors alike. Together, they had amassed over 19,000 flight hours, a remarkable achievement in the world of commercial aviation. Much of this time was spent flying the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, an aircraft known for its advanced technology and demanding systems. Their combined expertise meant they were more than capable of handling routine flights as well as unexpected challenges. Their deep familiarity with the Dreamliner's sophisticated avionics and safety protocols should have made them nearly immune to basic mistakes. This is precisely what makes the error that occurred so perplexing to aviation experts and investigators alike. Prior to departure, both pilots underwent thorough pre-flight checks, including health screenings and fatigue assessments. They were deemed fully fit for duty, showing no signs of illness, stress, or exhaustion that might have impaired their judgment or performance in the cockpit. Their professional records were spotless, marked by years of safe flying, rigorous training, and even recognition for exemplary service. There was nothing in their backgrounds to suggest a tendency toward carelessness or oversight, let alone a lapse of this magnitude. This only deepens the mystery. How could such seasoned professionals, with every safeguard in place, make a basic yet devastating error? Was it a momentary lapse, or was something else at play in the cockpit that day? Investigators are now forced to look beyond the obvious explanations. They must consider not just pilot error, but also the possibility of external pressures, technical malfunctions, or hidden factors that may have influenced the crew's actions in those critical moments. The crew's extensive experience stands in stark contrast to the tragedy that unfolded, highlighting the urgent need for a thorough, unbiased investigation to uncover the truth behind this baffling incident. The cockpit voice recorder provided a chilling clue. In the seconds after the engines lost power, one pilot asked, "Why did you do the cutoff?" The other immediately denied moving the switches. The report did not identify which pilot spoke which line, leaving the exchange shrouded in ambiguity. This brief conversation suggests human involvement, challenging theories of a purely technical malfunction. Yet the denial introduces uncertainty. Was it confusion, miscommunication, or an attempt to deflect blame? The 8AIB's decision to release only this excerpt has fueled debate among experts, some calling for full transparency. For now, this haunting exchange is the investigation's central riddle. A vital clue, but no clear answer. The truth of what happened in those final seconds remains elusive. The investigation now centers on a single, crucial question. Who moved the fuel control switches and why? The cockpit voice recording, while suggestive, is not definitive. Either pilot could have acted or spoken in confusion. Media speculation has focused on Captain Sabharwal, but official bodies have condemned such reports as premature and irresponsible. Both the AAIB and NTSB stress that the investigation is ongoing, and that assigning blame now is counterproductive. Pilot associations echo this, urging patience and caution until all evidence is thoroughly analyzed. The search for answers continues, with investigators determined to avoid speculation and focus on facts. Investigators are exploring several theories: deliberate action, cockpit confusion, or a rare automation failure. Some have suggested a technical glitch in the aircraft's engine control system, but the cockpit conversation points to manual intervention. The possibility of an onboard emergency like a fire has been largely discounted by the preliminary report. Attention has also turned to the aircraft's maintenance history, with experts stressing the need to review all records for overlooked issues. Every aspect, from technical systems to human factors, is under scrutiny. The investigation's complexity means no single theory can be ruled out yet. Only a comprehensive review will reveal the true cause. As speculation mounts, investigators and safety professionals urge patience and warn against rushing to judgment. The AAIB and NTSB emphasize that their goal is not to assign blame, but to uncover the full chain of events. Pilot unions warn that premature conclusions risk unfairly tarnishing reputations and missing deeper systemic issues. A hasty verdict could lead to flawed safety recommendations, leaving real problems unaddressed. Investigators are trained to follow evidence, not speculation, no matter how long it takes. The process is painstaking, involving thousands of data points and exhaustive analysis. Only a careful, unbiased inquiry can prevent future tragedies. With the preliminary report complete, the investigation enters a deeper phase, seeking to understand why the switches were moved and what factors led to the disaster. Investigators will analyze cockpit recordings, examine wreckage, and review maintenance and training records. The process is expected to take a year or more, reflecting the complexity and importance of the task. Collaboration between Indian and U.S. authorities will ensure a thorough global perspective. The final report will provide a definitive narrative and, most importantly, safety recommendations. Until then, many questions remain unanswered and authorities will not release partial findings. For families and the public, the wait for closure continues. Every air crash investigation, including this one, aims to make aviation safer, not just to assign blame. By understanding every link in the chain of events, the industry can implement changes that save lives. The final report will offer safety recommendations to airlines, manufacturers, and regulators worldwide. For grieving families, no report can undo their loss, but it can help ensure others are spared similar tragedy. The lessons learned will shape future training, aircraft design, and procedures. The story of Flight 171 is a sobering reminder that vigilance in aviation must never waver. Through relentless investigation, the industry honors those lost by striving for a safer future in the skies.